For the second consecutive year, the Golden State Warriors have become the team to beat in the NBA. And forward James McAdoo, also known as J-Mac, says a big reason is because of the way the team gels outside of basketball.
You know, going into this year and, having experienced the success that we've had this year, I can honestly say it's because of, off the court, we're like brothers, and it translates to on the court. And like you said, we have such a close, knit of believers on this team. I've been able to start a Bible study on this team. Guys, we're on the road. We stay together. We go before the Lord, and we're just thankful, because we know that, this opportunity that we have, it's not something that comes along every day.
James became a Christian at an early age. Though he came from a long line of great basketball players, he says he didn't want his identity to come solely from basketball.
The biggest thing for me is just always realizing that no matter what, my faith in God is how I want to be identified.
After James graduated from Norfolk Christian High School in Virginia, he went on to play for the University of North Carolina with dreams of leading his team to the Final Four, a national championship, and going into the NBA. But he decided to cut his college career short after his junior year.
You play 3 seasons,
Yep.
You opt out of your senior year, you decide,
Right.
I'm gonna forego my senior year, enter the NBA draft.
Yep.
But then you're not drafted.
Yeah.
How did that affect you?
It was tough. Honestly, I can tell you when I look back, leaving the University of North Carolina after my junior year was a pretty selfish decision. And obviously, after I didn't get drafted, I can tell you I wasn't surprised.
Maybe not surprised, but he was disappointed and embarrassed.
It all came out, on ESPN live television that, I went undrafted, this guy that was, this top recruit coming out. And, it pretty much was a pretty tough pill to swallow.
Just after the draft, while at home in Norfolk, James received a call from his agent.
Obviously, I get a phone call from my agent, and he's basically saying, obviously, this is how we saw this night going, but, we have opportunities on the table for Summer League. So now I'm like, okay, this is what it's gonna look like. Obviously, I would have to go to Summer League, perform well enough there to earn a training camp invite.
After showing off his skill in the NBA Summer League, James got an invite to attend the Golden State Warriors training camp. But there was one caveat. If he didn't make the team, he'd be sent down to the D-League, the minors of the NBA. For a lot of NBA prospects, that is the end of the road.
I've heard some pretty horror stories about the D-League, It's a tough lifestyle.
While in training camp, James began to seek God in prayer.
So I'm going through training camp, and honestly, I'm praying the hardest I think I've ever prayed in my life. I'm asking God, please let me make this team. I've already experienced failure once with the draft. It comes down to the final day of cuts. I get that call. My agent's like, you know what? I'm gonna release you. Talk about just, heartbreak again. Now I gotta go down to the D-League.
But he wasn't there for long when he got a call from his agent. The Warriors were giving him another shot.
And my agent calls me, he's like, hey, they're gonna call you up for your first 10-day contract. You get 2 10-day contracts before they have to sign you for the rest of the year.
James completed both 10-day contracts and was called up to the Warriors just in time to join their playoff run towards winning the 2015 NBA championship.
What is God saying to you? Is it like a big God wink, like, yeah, I told you?
Yeah.
I mean, what's he telling you?
Honestly, one of those things where, God just tells you, I got you. Don't worry.
Today, as the Warriors fight towards their second consecutive NBA title, James says even with all his success, don't get it twisted. He's playing for the Lord.
It's easy for me to say, being an NBA basketball player, but I can tell you, money doesn't make you happy. Fame doesn't make you happy. Nothing in this world can make you happy. I could lose everything today, and honestly, I can tell you, I would still praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's tough. It's not easy. Every day, it's a tough thing to do to, really be sold out for the Lord, but it's worth it. I promise you, it's worth it.